Such an interesting film. And back with me to talk about it is my co-host, Dr. Eric Goldman, an expert on Jewish, Yiddish, and Israeli films. He's the one who helped program this series that we have on Tuesday nights, and he joins me each Tuesday in September to talk about them. Do you have some favorite moments in this film?
Clearly, the recreation that they did of Jerusalem is quite remarkable. Jerusalem in 1955 was already a divided city. So the East Jerusalem, or the old city of Jerusalem, was under Jordanian control. And here they're shooting supposedly in Jerusalem, and there's a large piece of the film that takes place there. And what happens is that Thurl Dickinson said, well, what are we going to do? So they went to the old city of Acre, which is on the Mediterranean Ocean just north of Haifa, and they recreated Jerusalem there. It was so well done that to this day, filmmakers often take segments from Hill 24 to show what took place during the 1948 war, and you think it's the real footage that was shot.
Right, interesting.
The other piece of this is that you see that when the Jordanians come in and take the old city, that people must leave. And you see the flight of the Jews in the old city, particularly in the Jewish quarter, as they leave Jerusalem. This, of course, was a reality. There, unfortunately, as a result of this 1948 war, and many Arabs call this the Nakba, the catastrophe, that there was a refugee problem created, that many of these Jews then are forced to leave Jerusalem in 1948, coming back in 1967 with the victory in the Six-Day War, and many Palestinians also were forced to leave different parts of Palestine and Israel as they fled during this awful war. A lot of casualties on both sides, yet it's preserved here, I think, in a very humane and powerful way. The portrayal of the Arab, I mean, you look at the Jordanians, these are not bad guys, and you really don't see any ugly, negative portrayal of Arabs in this film. Clearly they are the enemy, but you don't, I think the filmmakers were sensitive to that and not wanting to put that forward.
Interesting movie. You have the company that owns the film and books it. Does it get a lot of bookings?
It's a film that I fell in love with when I was a young person. It was just falling apart. Nobody bothered protecting it, preserving it. And I just sort of took it as a personal mission to work with the owners to try and begin the restoration. And at a certain point, they said, you know, you love this film so much, why don't you take it on? And why doesn't it become yours? And my company purchased it, and we've been fortunate. We've had help from the Israeli government and from the German government to create new prints. And now Turner has this beautiful new HD version that we've aired tonight.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanit's so much.
It's a nice success story.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to move on. Stick around. Dr. Goldman and I are going to be back in a moment to talk about our next film, which was also filmed in Israel. It's from 1964 and stars Topol. The man most of us know best as the star of the 1971 movie version of Fiddler on the Roof. This time playing a Yemenite Jew trying to make a better life for his family in Israel.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, Chaim Topol struggles to provide for his family in Salah. Then Dana Andrews becomes embroiled in conflict in Sword in the Desert. And Paul Newman leads a group of Jewish people to the Holy Land in Exodus.